Where did that come from?
Probably Bear Village. How the hell do I know?
About the bear, the gun.
I got it off one of the bodies. I saw a guy lying there with an ankle holster, so I took the gun. Thought it might come in handy. Guess what? I just shot a bear.
Guns.
Guns.
9mm.
Your doctor has a gun, brother.
Just give me a gun, Sawyer.
I'm taking responsibility for the guns.
Tell me where they are right now!
I have no idea where the guns are. I'm not even going to pretend to know.
Who's got what and who's been carrying what and who's brokered what gun for what.
Guns. Guns on our show. Put your gun back in your pants, Sawyer.
Why don't you trust me, Saeed?
You've been carrying a gun you've told no one about.
Another gun. Where'd we get this one?
Oh, man. Like, who has the Marshall's gun?
Hey, Kate.
Maybe you should give the gun to somebody who knows how to use it.
This is all her play to get her hands on the guns.
I actually feel I have some authority to talk about this.
Thanks for the loaner.
I literally do not have the real estate in my cerebral cortex to make sense of any of that stuff.
I'll do it. Give me the gun.
Sawyer, give me a gun.
Oh, yeah, she gets a gun.
Even if I had a gun, I wouldn't give it to you. I can't keep track of where my cell phone is. Greg Nations in Los Angeles is the keeper of all those facts.
Take us to the guns. Now.
I think the guns have just become one of those things that you didn't necessarily anticipate it would become such a big deal, but it has.
We just write gun, and Greg will tell us whether someone has it or not.
Little Red Riding Hood gonna follow the big bad wolf back to his stash of guns.
Greg knows everything. Greg knows all the guns, and he knows, like what date something happened, what date Hurley got his driver's license.
And I think I drive Damon and Carlton insane.
You don't understand this!
It's a good thing that I do not have a gun in my office for every time that Greg asks me a gun tracking question, because...
He'll kill me! I'll kill you!
I am tempted to shoot him, but I would probably just shoot myself.
Oh, they don't have a gun. Sawyer has the gun, and we to get it to here, how are you guys going to explain that?
When Greg walks into my office and asks questions about guns, my blood pressure tends to actually rise.
Makes them nuts.
Why do you need 5 guns?
With the guns in the Halliburton case in the first and second seasons, I did sort of like a little chart with that. I just usually list the episode number and then whatever gun information comes up. Well, there were 4 guns in the case, and then the Marshall's gun, and then the gun from the Nigerian plane. That ended up being 6 guns that we were collecting in this case.
That was a big deal when the show started. To find weapons was something I think that Jack just instinctually understood was a very, very bad thing, because it was going to ultimately lead to some sort of power thing.
Just felt like this is a very natural story to be telling, on the Desert Island Show, which is whoever controls the weaponry is going to be the leader, whoever has the bigger stick.
First gun was a 9mm. Where did I get that gun? Lifted this off the Marshall back in the old days. Remember him, don't you? Oh, the Marshall. I found it on the Marshall.
Does anybody know how to use a gun?
I think you just pull the trigger.
I think I had the gun, and then Sawyer and Kate had this threatening moment where he kind of pulls her in tight. I think the whole idea was, she's a sweet, cute, innocent girl, so we can give her the gun and I'll be safe.
Kate should hold the gun.
Fine with me.
Meanwhile, in my flashback, you realize I'm actually a fugitive on the run for killing a man.
Shoot the gun!
I don't know how to use a gun!
I don't know how to use a gun?
Then they had to actually use that gun to shoot the Marshall. For the longest time, Sawyer was the only one with the gun. I think Jack collected all of the guns towards the end of the first season and put everything into the case. Jack gave Sawyer the Marshall's gun back.
You're the only one on the raft who knows how to use one.
He kept it with him even when the raft was blown up, and he had the gun with him in the tiger pit.
He's gonna get a surprising little howdy-doody.
And then Anna Lucia took that gun from him. That's the actual gun that she used to shoot Shannon. When once the tailies joined the beach camp, she gave the gun to Jack.
But then they found an armory in the hatch.
You know, at first I was very excited because then I thought, I don't have to track it anymore. There's just a lot of guns. But then I saw the dailies, and I could count the guns. And that's when I realized, I'm going to have to track these.
Is that all of them? All 6 of them.
Of course, in the middle of the second season, the Long Con comes along, and Sawyer ends up with everything.
And then, of course, I had all the guns. There's a new sheriff in town, boys. So I had an AK for a while. I was polishing and so forth.
You looking at my bum?
No, I'm looking at your gun.
Charlie took it, and so ended up in Saeed's hands.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Surprisingly enough, didn't it go back to Ana Lucia after that? Then I think the following episode, it ended up back in Jack's hands. And then, of course, when they were going to get Michael's son back, the others captured them and took all their guns. Run! So there we are. At the end of second season, the others have everything. No more Marshall gun.
But then once the others started skirmishing with our people, we were pulling guns off the others.